Ow. Well, this is a good old podcast today. This table wobbled. This is my good friend Weston.
Hi.
Slash Weston by other names.
A lot of different names.
A lot of different names.
Stage names. Weston LeFou, Weston Pugsley. Stuff like that.
But today we're going to be discussing a little topic called the DCEU and how we would fix it.
And how it should be fixed. I'd be much better off.
Because, Man of Steel was okay. It was good. Batman v Superman was, at best, it was okay. At worst, it was worst.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad was, meh. I thought Wonder Woman was A-okay.
Yes, it was.
Justice League was, Justice League.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny. Like, everyone's like, this sucks. It's trying to be too funny. I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, you gotta admit, when they come up with too funny, they would think about Batman, about how he's trying to be real.
Yeah, well, I kind of liked it, though, because, I like that part whenever Flash is like, oh, it's my first time fighting somebody. That dude's really big, and then Batman finally comes in the fight, and he's like, oh god, he is big. But, yeah. So, anyway, let's get started.
Alright.
So, what I would do is make a Flash movie in this continuity. And since Flash is like a kid in this version pretty much, and he's just getting used to his powers, make a Flashpoint story. He just something happens, and he tries to go back in time to fix it all. And in the meanwhile, he reboots the entire DCEU. And you can start over. Maybe you can keep Wonder Woman, since that was such a good movie. And if Aquaman does good, which I'm hoping it does. Ghost. I'm hoping Aquaman does good.
It more than likely will. Aquaman's pretty cool.
Yeah, the preview is looking pretty good. I always thought Aquaman was kind of lame when I was a kid. But, if you think about it, the world is made, of 75% of water, so he owns, 75% of the world, pretty much. But, yeah, I would reboot the whole thing, starting off, and then just go from there. You got any ideas?
It's you take the members of the Justice League, and when it comes to basically the sense of what we just said, Batman vs. Superman and Justice League was all rushed. It's kind of like they're trying to play catch up with Marvel, because Marvel had all of their heroes. They had their own movie, then they got put together, and then, Avengers goes on.
The chair is short.
The chair is short. He's not short. He is, but he's not that short. So yeah, if DC wasn't trying to play catch up with Marvel the whole time, then I'm pretty sure it'd be a whole lot easier, because you take these characters, and if you took the characters that are in the Justice League or stuff like that, and you give them their own come up from previous movies, and then they finally come into the Justice League, like we see Batman and Robin, how he actually died as Jason Todd or something like that.
Another live action Robin. We haven't had one since Chris O'Donnell. What the heck? Bring on the Robin. Bring Jason Todd. All we've seen is Dick Grayson, ever, and anything. We need one of the other ones, like Jason Todd, Tim Drake, Damian Wayne.
What's the
Carrie Kelly.
Yeah, Carrie Kelly.
Stephanie Brown? Was that it?
I don't.
We're not that big on comic books.
I mean, we are, but
nobody remembers that Robin.
That Robin's just
she was Robin for a day, and then Batman was like, "You did pretty bad, so I'm just gonna have to
get another Robin."
I think Batman's sexist, guys. Come on.
Maybe. He probably more than likely is. He
is a billionaire playboy, so I would not doubt that. But yeah. Yeah, the chair's pretty uncomfortable, ain't they, Wes?
He's Batman. Yeah, these chairs get pretty worn out, considering all the people that was at the house the other day.
True. Very true.
A little flashback to a birthday party. So, let's see, where can I pick up from that?
Let's see what we're talking about.
We were talking about how
I think we were saying something about the DCEU.
How each character should have had their own movie, and they're trying to play catch up with Marvel.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about why Marvel's getting so much success, because they take their characters, have a very serious and steady movie, There's Something in My Eye, and then they brought all the characters together, and everyone loves the Avengers, And you had movies like Black Panther or Infinity War, just fantastic movies. And then you have Batman vs Superman. It's low on tomato meter. But then you have a movie like Wonder Woman. If movies like that for the DC characters, that because it's a standalone movie of how they become who they are. If we had movies like that along the lines of the DCEU, and then make a Justice League like last year or whatever, it would have been fine.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, they're doing pretty good with their solo movies. Like, I didn't care too much for Man of Steel, but like, it wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
Man of Steel.
Wonder Woman was great. Well, Aquaman, I'm 99% positive that's gonna be great.
It should be.
From the previews, it's looking awesome.
And if there's gonna be a Batman standalone movie, Ben Affleck is a fantastic Batman.
I heard he's going. Why is he going?
Yeah, but then he said that he's gonna stay.
And then he said he was gonna go. And then he said he was gonna stay. And then he said he was gonna go. We don't know. I hope we get confirmation at Comic-Con and a trailer for Aquaman. That'd be pretty good.
It would be very, very good. Other than that, you got Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad. Everybody wanted that to be a movie. Been cool, but you know what? If they did this, like how you have the DC hero movies, say that you took members of the Suicide Squad and have them be like a little side villain or maybe even a main villain. Like, say if they made a Batman movie before Batman v Superman and Deadshot was the villain, and, it goes a come up to a villain getting ready for the Suicide Squad, and, it all just goes. Another Batman movie, Joker and Harley, say a Flash movie, Captain Boomerang's in there, stuff like that, and it all leads up to a Suicide Squad, Batman versus Superman, something that along the line, Justice League, another Suicide Squad. It all just picks up, which would have been much easier if they gave each character their own limelight in a movie instead of just merge them just like that.
Yeah, because it just kind of started off, it's like, okay, we got a single superhero movie like Man of Steel. Then we go straight into Batman vs. Superman and introduce Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, Cyborg. Like, what the heck happened?
Like, what the heck?
Like,
let's bring them all in the movie. We gave half the Justice League members 5 seconds in the movie. Now they're gonna have a full movie together.
Like, and they're still doing it. They're wanting to make a Birds of Prey movie and a bunch of different stuff. Like, just establish random characters, which isn't bad because whenever Marvel started out, like Iron Man, nobody knew who Iron Man was, and then he came around and he like changed the entire movie franchise forever.
Especially since it's Robert Downey Jr.
And even then, like, Robert Downey Jr. wasn't doing so good back then. That movie made his career. And then, like, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. The first Iron Man, it was a good movie.
The second Iron Man was pretty good. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was alright. I liked it.
Iron Man 3 was...
You know that Peter Parker was in there? Iron
Oh
Man
yeah, the kid.
Yeah,
the whole talk about him being the kid and all that.
It got confirmed, like, a year ago.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I didn't think Suicide Squad was that bad. Like, honest opinion, like, it's a guilty pleasure, I guess.
Yeah, it was a good, funny movie. It was pretty serious. It was very humorous, which I loved about it. And you gotta admit, each character played their character greatly. But if I was to have one flaw about the characters in that movie, it was Killer Croc. Because he doesn't look like a Killer Croc. He looks like a human.
You're wearing a Killer Croc costume.
Yeah, that's really what it looks like. Like, when you think of Killer Croc, you think of a gigantic
CGI dude.
CGI mutated. Like, look at Colossus on Deadpool. He's not like
you can tell he's CGI, but he looks cool.
Yeah, he does look cool. And then you got Juggernaut in Deadpool also. He said that's CGI.
That is so funny. I know you haven't seen Deadpool 2 yet, but Juggernaut in that movie, it was so good. Oh my gosh. I love Deadpool 2.
I'm still have yet to see it.
It was so good.
Still have yet to see Incredibles 2, so I gotta play catch up on those 2 movies. Anybody wants to go out and see it?
Oh, I would watch them again. They were so good. Yeah. So yeah, Wonder Woman was a quality stuff there. And then okay, so go back to the game plan. Reboot the whole thing. Where do you start off? Do you pull a Marvel and use a character that nobody knows about, or do you go with the main trio like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and then make a movie about the 3 of them meeting, or do you just go random dude? I want to see a movie about the Condiment King so bad.
Yeah. Let's see. You know how they did Gotham?
Yeah.
What if they did a movie that's like Gotham, and then they bring Batman? Because when it comes to DC, I think you have to just start with Batman. You start with a normal guy,
Yeah,
no powers,
the human, like he's easiest to understand, and then you introduce him to the weird dudes,
and
like
then
Iron Man.
yeah, and like see Batman, he's going through. Say you give Batman a first movie where he's fighting Penguin, just a mob boss, stuff like that. The next thing you know, movies escalate. Batman's dealing with people who have powers, and turns out he's learning that there's other life form out there, and that's when Superman's introduced, something like that. And next thing you know, there's rumors of a red flash of light going around stuff. Flash gets a movie. You get these like in some Batman movies, you get some villains that make the Suicide Squad or where they are today in movies, and then you have certain heroes. Just it all like saying that it all escalates. Like Batman just knows about them, then they give them their own movie, and then they come together. Right now, and
Right now, like 5 movies in.
uh, and after they all have had their own movie, and they finally come together, which is what everybody would want. Like nobody would want to like see every Justice League member have a movie and then stop it after that. No, we make a Justice League, and we make the main villain not Steppenwolf, and
Not Stephen. Like he could have been handled better.
was it Steppenwolf? Isn't he supposed to be stronger than Darkseid?
I don't know about that. I don't know anything about Stephen. I know about Darkseid. He's awesome. Like he's just DC's Thanos, pretty much. But he's
Yeah.
got the Omega Beams instead of the Infinity Gauntlet. And I loved Batman's death in the comics. It was so good because like he's like back to the corner and he's like, I got a gun, and then Superman's like, I thought you didn't use guns, and then he's like, I want to make an exception this one time, and he kills Darkseid, and then he dies in the process. Then he became a pirate and a caveman.
Legendary.
Legendary storytelling right there.
I was probably extremely off about the Steppenwolf and Darkseid thing. Forgive me. I was a whole lot bigger on it. But yeah, if they had brought, like, you know, Steppenwolf's fine, I guess. If they made him, like, cooler instead of what they did. But,
Like, do the Marvel. Like, do the Marvel. That's the new dance now. But, like, what they did, like, they just gave each other, like, the founding members of the Avengers, they gave them each their own movie. And then they made the first Avengers. And then, at the very end of the credits, they had Thanos. Do that with Darkseid. Just get the founding members of the Justice League. And then, in the credits, just show, like, a small preview of Darkseid. And then just start building up after that. Make the entire first half of the story about Darkseid. And then, like, just go from there. Like, it's not that hard to do, but they just keep on throwing stuff to the wall because they want to play catch up with Marvel. It's just...
that's their only issue. If they had just taken their time. They could have been better than Marvel if they just took
They
their
could've.
time.
More people know about, like, Batman than some religious figures. Like, seriously, more... Like, if you showed someone a picture of Batman, like, anywhere around the world, I would almost guarantee that everybody would know who Batman is.
And that's the thing about DC. DC has a lot of characters that some don't know, but DC, if you think about it, has like way more epic characters that came out before Marvel, and Marvel made characters after that. Like, kind of played copycat with some of DC, and now they're like the biggest characters ever, and DC's over here, like, the heck, man?
Yeah, like, Hulk is just Solomon Grundy. Let's just face it.
Yeah.
Like,
Solomon Grundy came before Hulk. Deathstroke came before Deadpool, but everyone loves Deadpool.
yeah, Deadpool's... Well, I like Deathstroke. Deadpool's better.
And, okay, and Batman came before Moon Knight. You don't know who Moon Knight is?
No.
Dang. Well, Moon Knight is basically the Batman of Marvel. He's that guy with the hood. Eyes has a moon on his chest, all white outfit, got a white cape. He was in the video game, a couple of them.
All I know about Marvel is the movies. I just got into Marvel, guys. Spoiler alert, like, being honest, I'm only in the first phase.
Look up Moon Knight real quick.
I'm only in the first phase. But yeah, anyway. Start off with the Batman movie. You got your human dude. He's easy to understand. Just give him his solo movies. Give him several movies before you introduce a Robin. Then have Dick Grayson grow up or whatever. Bring in Jason Todd.
If they brought Jason Todd and made a Red Hood standalone movie, it'd be amazing. That was rated R.
But like, that's all you need to do. Like, and I want them to start off the superheroes. I want them to start off like they did in the comics, just super hopeful and cheery, and just stuck their chest out with pride because they knew that what the right thing was. And then as the movies go on, things get harder, things get more morally ambiguous, and they just don't know what to do anymore. Like, Batman loses Jason Todd, and Barbara Gordon gets like crippled, and
Yeah.
like
Shot. With a
Batman
gun.
Hush happens. I just read Batman Hush. It was so good. But just have a bunch of bad stuff happen to it. Like, Superman dies. I'm sure that would hurt you.
I forgot to spell Moonlight. Oh, yeah, there we go.
You know, the death of Flash's parent. Well, that happened before he even became Flash, so. But you know what I mean. Like, just give them tragedies that slowly takes them away from the heroes they used to be.
Yeah, especially with the whole Barbara Gordon thing. Like, if you imagine seeing a scene as dark as like her getting shot in the spine by Joker and becomes paralyzed. Because you think about it, Batman's happy that he has his team, but Batman's slowly becoming, more angry because his partner got shot.
That would make headlines. If, like, Barbara Gordon got shot in a live-action movie. I'm sure it would. Like,
Straight up got shot
shot.
with a gun. And,
Little boy gets murdered by a clown with a crowbar.
yeah, all that kind of stuff. Moon Knight.
Oh, how quaint. Anyway.
See, I don't know if this would be, I don't even know if this could focus for that. This is Moon Knight, for those who do not know. If this is not focusing, then I'm sorry. Do not roast me.
Roast my tablet. But, yeah, I mean, I guess we have a basic foundation. That's really all it took. That took, like, no brain power. Just
Yeah.
give the heroes their own movies. Just build up. So whenever you finally get to the team-ups, it's that much more worth it. And whenever Darkseid comes up, have a bunch of people die.
Everyone's dying in Infinity War, in case you didn't know.
Yeah. Everyone you love, everyone you ever know, they die.
Dead.
Most
They don't feel so good.
Most of another one bites the dust. Most of them.
You're losing some subs for that.
Yes. Well, I hate to enrage you, Peter Parker fans.
Hey, Tom Holland is
Dead.
Yeah, never mind what I was going to say.
But anyway, that's just basic stuff. And I guess we'll end it right here. Because that's really all you need. At least for the first phase. Just, like we said, let's just recap. Give the heroes their own movies like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Maybe make a team up between them. And then, like, Flash. What Flash would we use? There's like 3 different Flashes. Would we use Jay Garrett? Here's the first one. Or would we use Barry Allen?
I think you should use Barry and you should hint Jay. Because if you would hint Jay Garrick and let people, like,
The people who know, let them figure it out. And then people who don't, just...
kind of like how Batman wonders how a guy with such power begins to be, like speed and all that. They can hint towards Jay Garrick, and then Flash, goes into Reverse Flash.
You know what I would like? Since we were talking about the superheroes being more cheerful, that's one of my problems with Man of Steel. Like, they made Superman too emo. I just want a happy, Superman that knows what the right thing to do is.
Yeah, kind of like how he was at the end of Justice League. Superman. Some people call him cocky. You cannot call Superman cocky and full of himself if he knows that a bullet is going to bounce off him and that he could survive anything.
I mean, I'd be pretty cocky if that happened to me too.
That's the thing, though. You can't be cocky. He knows that this is not going to hurt him. Like, a Superman who's all happy and he'll, like, just take out villains with a smile on his face and he'll catch a building. Instead of being all sad and depressed, his family's dying. Like, but not going to lie, Man of Steel, the way that he was over here trying to save basically America, not the world, that was really cool.
Yeah.
And then
Too
you
bad
have
whenever he fought Zod, he killed like thousands of people.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Seeing Superman kill Zod, that was cool. To me,
Yeah, like,
that was cool.
A lot of people hated that scene, but I liked it. I wish they could have done it better, because, like, those people that were getting the laser shot at them, they could have just ducked and they would have been fine.
They really
But,
could
like,
have just walked away.
they could have had it in a more dire situation. They could have filmed that part better. But I like the idea of it that Superman, he has to choose between his planet now or the only other person from his planet that's left alive.
And so he made a decision, and he killed Zod. Like, this is his planet now. He loves these people. He's going to protect these people. And he shows it by doing something that he does not want to do, which is kill. Superman has all that power, and if he wanted, he could flick someone in the eye, and they will die.
They would blend themselves.
Yes.
But, yeah. Like, I want a Christopher Reeve Superman. One that's just happy and knows what the right thing to do is and will do the right thing. Always. And, like, it'd be funny, since we were talking about Flash rebooting things. And, like, he remembers everything from the old DCEU. And he goes up to Superman and he's like, hey, I like you better now that you're not so emo anymore. It's just through some sort of, reference to that.
I thought, whenever it comes to Superman being sad, I think the coolest thing is, I forgot what Superman movie it was. Remember if anybody watched the old Superman movies, Lois Lane died. Superman looks at him. He goes and reverses time. He goes around the world. That was a cool, chilling scene.
Yeah, that was the first Superman. The Christopher Reeves one. That was a good movie. I watched it. It was pretty good. I wish we had that happy Superman. Well, he wasn't so happy whenever Lois Lane died, but Also, don't have your problems be solved by Save Martha.
That whole Martha thing. Oh my gosh. I heard that Deadpool made a Martha joke about that, didn't he?
I think he did. I can't remember. It was in Deadpool 2. He probably did. I know he made a joke about the DCU. He was talking to Cable, and he was like, oh gosh, you're so serious, so dark. Are you sure you're not from the DCU? It was funny.
All DC movies